a lot of times what a lot of women did not want to discuss that I would talk about would be the pipeline for these social media influencers and a lot of these IG models and whatnot. I was trying to explain to these women that these women don't live the lifestyles um, that they claim they do, and they don't get their money the way they tell you. All these fitness influencers, for one, I used to deal in photography. For two, I used to frequent a lot of strip clubs. But when you're dealing photography and you following modeling back in the 2005, 2006, you learn a lot. You start learning body types, Photoshop techniques. You start realizing what's natural, what's not natural. I could look at a lot of women and tell that they had enhancement surgeries or procedures. These same women would get online and market themselves as all natural and say, you can build a body like mine. It's like, no, they treated their body like an investment. You invest money to get your body to look a certain way. And then you project to other women that if you do this, you can look like me. I also studied personal training with NASM. That's the National Academy of Sports Medicine. So I know a lot about bodies and genetics and whatnot. There, you can exercise and you can lift weights, but it will not change certain things about the dynamic of your body. Like where you gain weight and how you lose weight, where you lose the weight. That's a genetic thing. Some women, they exercise, it can make your butt look nicer, but it won't make you look like hers. For one, hers is enhanced. But if it is natural, if you have a certain shape, there's nothing you can do to get her exact shape. Just like in weightlifting, bodybuilding, you have to have the physique and the frame to be able to be built like certain people. That's why all of those guys exercise and they lift weights and inject steroids or whatever they want to do. And there will still be differences like this guy, how broad his shoulders are. There's no amount of exercises you can do to make your shoulders look like his or to give you his legs or his dimensions. If he has large pectoral muscles, that's natural. There's no amount of weightlifting and training that I can give you that will replicate that if that's me. But these women were selling false identity. I say that's why you don't see a lot of videos of them before all of this. They might show you one picture from a long time ago and say, this is what I used to look like. And then I got in the gym and now I look like this. But the whole process is missing. The whole process is missing from this to that. They show you a picture and then next thing you know, they have a body that looks like this. And now you see all the workout videos. But a lot of these women are also making money under the table. You go to their pages, they have a link tree. You go to link tree. Hey, this is my VIP page. This is my exclusive page. Some of them don't even have that. You see the icons at the top of social media. You'll see a little icon, and that icon might be OnlyFans or something else. They were making money selling their bodies. A lot of them were involved in nude work. A lot of them were involved in sex work, and they would recruit young girls or those that are interested and say, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on." Because a lot of guys, a lot of women, if you offer them money up front for their bodies, they will say no. But if you get an influencer and get her to lead these women to you, that's how they were doing it. Because those women trust this woman. Now this woman say, I'm gonna put you on. She take you overseas. Now you getting flown out somewhere and it's all expense paid for. You get over there, wherever you are, you're in these good hotels and all these rooms. They show you the life that you can live first. Then the proposition comes. That's when the men come in with the money. And see, now you hooked because you've already been exposed to the life and you've already been flown out to wherever you are. And I say this is disingenuous and it's dishonest. And you will have women that will come back and talk about those experiences and how they were lied to. Because the product that they sell, how they really make their money is two ways a lot of times. Selling themselves up under the table and selling something to you, knowing that you can't attain what they attain because they're not being honest with you. So they just make money off of suckers. They won't tell you, hey, I got a BBL. Hey, I got breast enhancement. Hey, I had a tummy tuck. Hey, I was doing this. Hey, I was doing that. Hey, I'm a cam model. A lot of them on the cams. People say, how you know? How do you think I know? I investigated. I went there. I researched it. I saw it. I saw it. And some of it wasn't research. I just like to see them. I'm just being honest about it. Hey, if you selling yourself and you out there like that, I didn't mind. But that was just my thought process, even from around my own city. So when I told people that there were women around, even in real estate, because it's pipeline. Every pipeline that they take is about entrepreneurship and self sustainability. So it would be whether they're selling the detox teas or I'm in real estate, you know, I do, what is it? Taxes. It's always something where you're working for yourself. And it's a lot of shady things involved. And even the real estate agents weren't making what they were claiming they were making. A lot of them were on the under markets. And so I would go back and tell women. And then the response I would get would be, oh, he just hates women. He don't want to see women do well. No, I want to see women do well. I don't want to see women get lied to. It's very dishonest what these women are doing. They're not, they are not who they tell you they are. A lot of them, the vast majority of them, you will be able to find some kind of content on them on the internet. And you know what I mean by content. You find out that these women prostituting themselves to celebrities and wealthy clientele all over the United States, outside the United States. Because the markets are so saturated. They're oversaturated. You have to ask yourself, if this woman is telling everybody her secret to make buku money, there's only so much money out there. Everybody can't be a boss. So who's your clientele? And if we're all doing the same thing, that just means that the money in the market gets lower and lower and lower and lower, which means you have to go further and further and further out to find clientele, which means you have to go through more extremes and be willing to do certain other things that women are not willing to do in order to make that money. You know, it's almost like, let's say if the NFL just added players every year and they didn't have a cap on how many people, it had a cap on how much money you can have, but it didn't have a cap on how many people you can have in your organization. And the teams just keep adding people and adding people and adding people. Well, if we keep adding people and we have a cap on how much money that we can spend, one or two things going to happen. Either we're going to have to cut people or everybody's going to start making less because we're bringing too many people in. Just like with the criminal mindset, if you perform a robbery or something like that, the more people involved, the less money you get from your split. Just like with hitting the lottery, the more people, the less money you get. The less people, the more money you get. There's only so much money out there and so many people that are willing to engage in those markets. So what these women do a lot of times is not only teach you how to build up your body, depending. They sell you all these products that don't work. They sell you exercise packages that won't get you to look like them. And then they'll say you must be doing something wrong. Yeah, you are doing something wrong. You don't understand genetics. Yes, you can get a better body. You can be in better shape, but you won't look like them. Now that the few that do just so happen to have the genetics to be built a certain way and do have that drive, that ambition to go a certain distance, those are the ones that become recruited. Those are the ones that get brought into the fold. Those are the ones that they teach the real secret, which is how they really getting their money and what they really doing. And it's time out for a lot of that because it's doing a lot of damage to a lot of young women, a lot of young girls, and it's just too much lying going on. Too much lying going on. And you got men like me that's trying to set the record straight, and you get called all kind of names for telling what it is. I know all about the black markets of the interweb as far as, you know, all the content that's out there and it's being traded, and there are people out there that have your identities and got stuff on you that you may not even know. And there are a lot of women that have done damage to themselves because they jumped out in that lane and they tried certain things and then they realized it wasn't, even some of the women on OnlyFans wasn't making the money that they claimed it was making. But now it's too late because your content is already out there and people already have it and it's stored up and your face is out there. So now you got to lay low. I've known women that have got trapped into doing some things that they regretted for years to come. And this also leads to a lot of women becoming homeless, drug addictions, because now they're flooding these certain areas. Oh, I need to go to Atlanta, or I need to go to Miami, or I need to go to LA. They're flooding these areas because everybody's trying to capture that same lifestyle. And I'm telling you, that's not what it is. And you starting to see a lot of these women turning up mental problems, turning up. They've been sexually abused. They've been assaulted. They're homeless. They have all these stories to tell about how they were chewed up and spit out, and how a lot of times it was other women that led them to those situations through social media, through marketing, because they know how to pick them. So with that in mind, you need to be safe, be diligent, stop following these influencers, stop believing everything they say, do your homework. If you go to their social media pages and they have links, go to all their links, click on all their links, find out everything about this person that you can. Start searching their names on the internet. A lot of times you type in a name and put certain tags up under it, you'll find out where they really at. You can just, hey, so and so a cam model, so and so naked, so and so. Do your research on these people, because once you find out how far they're out there and what all they've been willing to do to get that money that they're lying to you about, I'm teaching you the techniques. People can sit there and try to judge, and they can try to make their own assumptions and opinions about me. I'm giving the game to you so that you can be okay. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. But I'm teaching you the game that these women won't teach you. I'm showing you how to discover who they really are and what they're really up to. You might be able to find them on Reddit, all kind of places. A lot of these women, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, I'm telling you, they're not what you think they are. So be diligent and be careful.
The truth does not require you to like nor accept it. It can be tough and uncomfortable, existing on its own merit, independent of your feelings and residing outside the frameworks of your mind. For some, the truth is freedom, and to others, confinement.